was now. Therefore, when I add 5 now, so by adding 5, it's like I subtracted 2. So if I want to go backwards, what would I do? I'd add 2. Instead of subtract 2, I'd add 2. So therefore, watch this. 4 plus 5 equal 2, correct? Now, 2, now I want to go, so now the new one is 2. The old one is 4, correct? Now I want to get back to 4. What do?
Add 2.
I add the 2, right? It takes me backwards. Do you understand how I just did that? It's pretty simple.
So you add the number you end up with?
No, not add the number you end up with.
You want to know where you started from.
If you want to know where you started from, now you could do that with anything. Let's say I do 4 plus, this molad is 4. 4 plus 6 is? 4 plus 6 is 3. 4 plus 6 is 3. So because 4 plus 6 is 3, right? Now, if I want to go backwards, I'm at 3 now. And I want to find what I had last month, what do? I add 1. And I get to 4. Meaning I add the same thing happens with this. It's a little bit trickier. Instead of, if every month I want to know the next month, so I add this ib tashsag. What happens if I want to go backwards and find the previous month's molad? So if I want to go from Heshvan backwards, so what I do is I add the inverse. So what's the inverse? So 1, 12, 793, we have to subtract this from 7. Well, 7 is the same thing as 623, 1080. Does everyone see why that's the same?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because that's what you would try.
Yeah, 623, 77. So I subtract it, and what do I get? I get 5. Well, I should do this first. I 7.
287.
I know the answer, so I'm just not. It's not that I'm doing it very fast, right? That's what we call the ahad, or the inverse of the yitaron. So the month, 1 month's panim is 1, 12, 793, and its ahad is 5, 11, 287. The ahad, you can do all molad without knowing ahad. Ahad is only a convenience to check your work. When we were in elementary school, your teacher always made you check your work. Today they don't do that because they do calculus. But when we were in elementary school, and you did addition or subtraction or multiplication or division, they said check your work by using the inverse arithmetic. That's all this is, right? That's all this is. Okay? So
how would you check it? You would just add 537 to the...
You'd add, if I have, so now let's check your work, right? You guys had Vav Yud Dalet, 614. You added Ib Tashsag and you came up with?
1, 2,
7, right?
Okay.
And you came up with 1, 2, 793. Well, what am I going to do now? I'm going to add
511.
511.
287.
287. And what am I going to get? What do I better get?
614.
Right. So what happens? Magic. Got it? See how that happened? Just went back. Okay.
So the ahad is always the inverse of the yitron.
Yeah, that's
Not
always
of the-
that's simple. That's all the ahad is. Okay. Now, one more point. I said that that molad of Tishrei Adam Arishon was 614. If you remember that this isn't the first molad, even though this is the molad of Tishrei of Briat HaOlam, the Fi to be Eliezer, Fi to be Yoshua. For certainly, it shouldn't be the first molad because the world was created 6 months earlier in Nisan. Nevertheless, both for the be Eliezer and for the be Yoshua, if we want to start calculating moladot, we create a year that never existed. We create a year where there was no sun, no moon, and we create moladot. and we go back a year, you could figure that out now, by the way. Why? Take the ahad of a year.
40 seconds.
Right, but you already know that. But I'm going to tell you, and we're going to do this, you already know how to go back. Because you have an ahad for a year. And you go back 1 year. But this is Yesod HaMoladot.
Bahram.
This is the all-important number. If you remember just two numbers, Ib Tashsak and Bahrad, you can pick a molad for any month that ever existed. It will be a lot of work, but you can do it. Everything else now that we're going to do today is to shorten that work. But once you have Bahrad, which is molad, the first molad ever, the fictional beginning, right? This is Monday, or not Monday, Sunday night, because it's before 11 p.m., 2:04, and you'll figure that at
12 minutes.
yeah, something like that. 2:04 into 18.
204.
Close, 11 and change, right? So this was Monday, 11 p.m. Right? That's when the first molad, Bahrad, Yesod HaMoladot. Now, I already told you that a year's Yitaron, and you already know that a year. Let's figure this out. A year's Yitaron. So let's do this. 2,5,204. What's a year's Yitaron? 12 times Ib Tashsak. Dahtatu, which is what?
4,
You know what we better get, right?
6:14.
Yeah.
What's this?
10.
Okay? If we wanted to go backwards to Bahrad, we would add the ahor to 614. Add the ahor of Dahtatu.
Yeah.
What is the ahor of Dahtatu? Well, I'll do it. Let's actually do it. 623, 1080 minus Dahtatu
411.
minus 48876. What's that ahor?
204. 204.
Good.
15. 2.
Okay. So that ahod, if we would add that ahod, take this ahod and add it to 614, what do we get? 204, 29, and 8. That's 5. That's 9. That's 2, 2, 5, 204. That's what we got. You understand how I did that? Anyone unclear what I just did? Good. So, huh?
I don't know what you did.
You didn't know what I just did? Okay. So I'll go back.
Check his work.
You don't know.
We have you understand what the monthly yitaron is?
Yeah.
So there's a yearly yitaron.
Okay.
So the yearly yitaron is taking that month and adding itself on it 12 times. When I add 112, 793 on itself 12 times, we already know that you're going to get 48876, right? That's what 112, 793 times 12 is. Okay? So, that means that if I want Tishrei to Tishrei, instead of adding 112, 793 12 times, I add this. So when I wanted to go from Bahrad to 204, 1 year later, I got 614. Now, when I wanted to use the ahod to go backwards, I added the ahod of 48876, which was what? What was that ahod again? What was the ahod of 48876? So it's
Bet
two rod.
215, 204. And when I added that, it takes me back to
How do you
Bahra.
get 215?
Because 215, 204 is the inverse of 48876. So now it takes me to 204, 29, 8, or 9, 5, 204. Remove the 7s, it's 25, 204. And that's how I check my work to go backwards. Now, but again, so this Bahrad is the yesod of all the moladot. That's where we begin. Okay? Any questions? This is a pretty much sum up. Is there anything that I left open
No, 'cause it's a good spot.
from last time?